organized consciousness brought into a Valentine's Day. Why do we do this Valentine's Day? Why do we have to bash it all the time? Oh yeah, it's a Hallmark holiday, but we don't have to make that our reality. Like, we don't have to create that as ours. Like, today I just grabbed onto the love wave and I'm riding it like a motherfucker. I'm feeling so blessed and happy. Why? Because I'm not attached. Maybe it's because in the past I've dealt with the worst of broken hearts. Like, okay, let me tell you a little bit about my story. I guess that's what I'm supposed to do. Is, when I was young, I fell deeply in love with, you know, a soulmate that's still in my life. We're grown way apart now, but he's my family, and that relationship was almost, it's such crazy at such a young age. At first it was just like harmonized, but then it gets confused, and then that's what you have to really, that's when it gets tough, is over time, when you have to remember like how sacred and lucky you are to be in with this person, and how much they mean to you, and, you know, who were you when you were alone, and, I mean, you're your ultimate self. You're nothing less when you're alone. If you want to attract that person in your life, know yourself and love yourself. And the more you understand and love yourself and see yourself as one with the entire unity, the more you attract all that love to you. And if you are feeling alone and sad, don't, you know, don't be scared. Erase that fear and embrace the love that is here for you. Especially because that just rhymed, right? Trust in what's going on. Trust in what's happening. Have respect to the universe for what's happening in your love life. And so, yeah, I had this awesome relationship when I was growing up through middle school and high school, kind of, which actually tore my heart apart because, you know, he left me for my best friend. Because I was being a little, I don't know, I was being scared. So that was crazy. That was crazy intense pain when you're that young, when you're in 8th grade and that happens. It's like, I was miserable for a really long time, and you don't have to let that happen to you at all. Now, at this point, I stepped into a relationship with another being that came here with me, a very close soul, to teach me lessons, and you know what? That turned into abuse and cheating, and this wasn't even the worst relationship, but I had never known cheating before. Like, growing up in Minneapolis, nobody did that to each other, and if you did, you were pretty much just fucked up. Like, that's, and so I started dating this guy from another town, and that was just the regular thing. And I just had to understand their perspective on it, their different perspective on it. And I couldn't be like, no, this is my world, you know, you have to do what I say to do. I just had to accept what happened. You know, walking in on somebody you're madly in love with because they're a soulmate of yours, and they're in bed with this other girl, and you're like, okay. I knew it was going to happen before it happened, so, yeah, I was sat in his living room, and I was like, oh my god, now I have to go in there, and I know it's going to happen. Just because I felt it. Just purely felt it. That ripped my soul out, and oh my god, it felt so good to get my soul ripped out because, like that, because I am so tough now, and it's pretty much when the next relationship came, he had gotten me ready for that next relationship. the next relationship was the real test. It was the, you know, in all compassion, he was I, and I am him, but he is a being programmed to manipulate others to the highest extent. He will go wherever he wants to go to do whatever he wants, and I don't know why he does it, because he keeps getting caught and looking like an idiot. Sorry, I shouldn't even talk about him like that, but I haven't seen him in a really long time, luckily. I mean, yeah, I was afraid that I was gonna be murdered for a really long time, so when I went to jail, I was very happy, because I was safe there, and it's fucked up. But cool, because, you know, the cool thing about being in jail and prison, it's like, you can't touch me. You want to come try and mess with me? Well, you can't, because I've got about 50 guards and locks, and there's no way to get it. No, but gotta look at the bright side of things, right? So I learned through that relationship that you can meet if you don't follow your heart. This time I just didn't follow my heart because I wanted to see what happened, because I always have followed my heart in relationships. And we were harmonious together all the time because of his manipulation, which I didn't realize. So I was like, this is amazing, this is the best relationship ever. I don't know how my heart's feeling, and I'm being really stupid not listening to it, but about how I feel about this person. So eventually, all of a sudden, I found myself in a trap where he was... I actually had spiritual friends come to me and try and warn me that there was a demon in him, using him to do stuff, and there clearly was, because crazy stuff was happening to me all the time when I was with him, like mental fucking craziness, mental abuse like a demon knows how to do, a really strong one. So, okay, so I feel like I'm innocently going into this relationship, right? And all of a sudden, my other self has come in and starts destroying my relationship, starts cutting off all connections, starts telling everybody, you know, I did some crazy shit because when I didn't do anything crazy at all, you know, I was just being the best person I could be to him all the time, and like he would be in my house and I would have to do a job and I would ask him to leave, like, I'm sorry Roy, you have to go home right now, otherwise I'm not going to be able to make the money to do what I need to do for my light work. Well, he just wouldn't leave. So I dealt with that for months, trying to figure out how to get out of it, because I didn't want to get evicted either. I was just in this crazy mind game for months, from about the 3 days before December 21st. Yeah, I had my 3 days of darkness. That was Rory, in no judgment, bashing down my door, me being terrified, thinking I was going to get murdered. I was grasping on to it. That was when I was first, like, learning about having no fear, so I had to grab that. But if only I had known the power of my no fear right now. Anyways, it's really scary when somebody's bashing down your door just to get to you and it's like, all I want is a hug, and it's crazy, like, and I had to call the cops, of course, several times to get him away from my house because he was screaming. And then, you know, I just got to the point eventually where I was like, this has to happen, I have to end this no matter what happens. So we did get evicted because I had to call the police to protect myself. It's sad. It didn't have to happen. But I'm kind of glad I was left alone to deal with it, because he did such a good job of cutting away everybody from me, that it was my own puzzle to figure out. I had to get out of it. Everybody thought I was the fucked up one, and that's what happens with psychopaths a lot. Actually, if you research them, they will tell you this is what psychopaths do, and this is what usually happens in this situation. There's a girl and a guy, or a guy and a girl, or one of them says, like, yo, I'm being abused as fuck, and nobody believes them because that other person is the most manipulative. He is a master of manipulation, trying to get you to think what he wants you to. In higher beings as well, they're powerful, and that was a lesson for me to get stronger. It was just it wasn't even a real relationship. It just turned into a soul mission. I'm sure it was all a part of the contract. And so I thank him for what he taught me. And I honor him, but I cannot be in the same room as him. I guess I could maybe now, but no. Trauma. Well, just a little bit of trauma left. Getting rid of it. I'm not scared anymore though, which is cool. Back to the Olympian talking, so I am going to put up this picture in the video of this. You can't tell how big it is and how intimidating it is in the picture, but I just started going to the park this year, snowboarding. I've been snowboarding since 2nd grade, and I just started trying to go to the park. I was like, you know what, I can do this now. Like, I'm going to evolve myself. I have DNA activating, and as my DNA was activating, I was going off jumps. Like, all of a sudden, I can go off everything in the park, and it's been like half a winter. And because of this champion thinking, I'm not trying to show off or anything. I'm trying to show you this is what you can do. Too, it's a place in your mind as well. It's really cool. I definitely suggest that you study it, because yeah, it involves no fear and complete focus. All you do is focus completely on success and go after it. Don't let any thoughts or any fear, any negative thoughts or any fear enter your mind. It's just pure bliss, because I'm gonna win that. That is my goal. That is my mission. It's happening. You do it. First I would practice in my imagination how to do all the jumps, and I would feel it. That helped a lot, I gotta say. When you, even though I had never done it before, I was practicing in my imagination and learned, so that when I actually did it, I landed it. I landed every single trick pretty much. Out of about, I don't know how many tricks I've done this year. I've maybe fallen about 3 times. When I just wasn't giving a cheat. But yeah, when I finally, like, at Spirit Mountain, we have really big jumps. So I just, one day I was feeling it, and I just went off of it. I just let it take me off into the air, and I went so high that I felt like I was flying. And then I did it on the 2nd jump, and then I was like, if I can do that, the cube is nothing. And then I went up to the cube, and of course this little speck of fear got into me right before I went up by it, because there's like this gap, so you pretty much are fucked if you don't make the gap. Well, I barely made the gap, and I hurt my knee, but it was still awesome. And all of this happened so fast, just because I knew I could do it, and I had no fear, and I focused, and I imagined myself doing it, and I felt it within my body. This is the coolest thing I have discovered in my mind. Like, it's faith. It's discovering the truth of faith and what you can do, and what Olympian athletes, champions can do. I've been for some reason at the beginning of the fall, I decided to put all the trophies I've ever had up all over my room. And I guess that's why this is kind of manifested in my life. It's I love it. I love this one right here. I think I showed it in the other video, but I'm probably not going to put that video on it because it got messed up. Annika Varda, The Green Machine, Pee Wee Softball. Yeah, see, I'm the Green Machine. I'm just kidding. We all were on that team. Green Machines. And that goes along with the green day of Valentine's Day. Don't let your heart get hurt. So after all these experiences through these contract relationships, which taught me so much stuff, it's like my heart is invincible now. So I'm so happy for all the times my heart's been broken and fucked with and played with, because now it's like anything else is it's a joke. It's like, bring it on, okay? I don't know how much more you can do to try and fuck me up, but so far, you know, I don't have a scar pretty much. So actually I have a few scars, but they're beautiful. What? I'm just kidding. I love you all so much. You're such beautiful beings, and I can't wait for you to understand that I have a lot to share with you. I've been messing with videos. I put some on YouTube that are just completely ridiculous. I hope you don't mind my insanity, but I'm just kind of playing like a little kid all the time. And I keep going and going, so in some of them I'm super tired looking, because I am super tired, because I'm just excited about life. Please excuse those videos. Sometimes they get on there and they shouldn't even be on there. They're like journals. But I am not afraid to show my journals with anybody. Speaking of, I actually decided, or my higher self decided, to grab this old journal of mine and flip it open and see what happens inside. Okay. This is when I first woke up. I went to Barnes & Noble with Jesus and we picked out this book to fill with infinite awesomeness. Right? Isn't it cool? Okay. My journals probably mean more to me than anything. There's so much in my journals. I could just put them all in the books and be good for life. What am I? God, ha ha ha. And God says, got a job? No, never. You are meant to be free. What can I do that I love? It's hard to read, it's messy. What can I do that I love doing every day much and blah blah blah. God, I'm sad, I'm feeling stuck. Things, where are we going next? This is wasted time. Now that I wish really rocked. Okay. There's way cooler stuff in here. But I have to go to the bathroom. That's probably why it's not going to flow well. So let me do that quick and I'll be right back. Yo! What was I talking about? Oh yeah. I try to stay more focused with things. I usually have like 3 topics and then I just jump through them all back and forth. Because that's how my mind works. My mind's actually like got 100 things that I just jump back and forth through constantly, because that's the only way I can get shit done. That's how I'm organized. That's how I stay organized. Like a tab, or having a window with 50 tabs open. Okay. God, what would you like to read from my journal? Show them where I was at. When was this? December 8th. Oh, December 08. Yeah, this is 08. Okay. So I want you guys to understand that, like, I'm here for you, and I'm not gonna screw you over. I'm not someone that does that, okay? I am one of the beings that realizes people screw each other over too much, lie too much, and I'm not going to be a part of that, okay? So, I'm giving my love to you on Valentine's Day. This is what I'm doing to all of you, because I love you so much, and I'm actually hoping this can start a new beginning, because, I don't know. We'll see what the universe lets happen. I like this. Okay. Magical gift, cosmic forces brought us together. I hope we are feeling good. A magician walking along the beach. I'll never forget last Monday. It had to be the happiest day of my life. -8 degrees and no one at Afton. But us playing in heaven, I really found someone who tries to get away like I do because of the vibration levels. When we leave to be alone on our own, it feels like heaven. I wonder what it feels like to be alone together with just me and another me. It must just be ridiculous. Why aren't there people surrounding us, telling us the most wonderful thing around? Okay, so thanks for letting me share that stuff with you, because it's really important, and I hope you are watching this through your third eye as well, because I don't know how many of you know this, but it's fun to watch the newscasters, because they know how to speak together with their third eye, because they're, you know, a lot of them are just calling me crazy extraterrestrials, so I see them, like, talking back and forth, like, you can hear their higher selves and their agenda, and, like, they're putting on a play for everybody. But anyways, that's something else. But also, you know, communicating with people, you connect with every chakra if you really want to hear somebody. A lot of us just listen. Humans usually just listen to words and dissect the words, but also government officials. I was watching this announcement. Maybe I'll post the link on here about, well, yeah, government official was like, just saying very clearly, like, we are having a UFO conference, and we are completely open to the existence of extraterrestrials and them observing us, and it is completely a possibility that they are here watching us, but we completely deny all of this. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, how clear was that message? They're obviously, like, they put emphasis on the truth, and then also through the third eye, you feel them, you feel their spirit and what they're actually saying. So I'd like you to do that through my videos, is listen to your higher self if you can. listen to source, kind of like tap in, like, oh, listen to these 3 words right here, you know what I'm talking about? Like, I'll be watching a video and it's like, okay, the next 3 words are really important, and I'll be like, make your wand, or something, you know. So yeah, don't forget to communicate like that, 'cause I've been asked by twin flames, your higher selves have been coming to me and they want me to, like, unite you guys, so I guess I have to work on that, to figure out that project. As soon as you want to talk to me about it, as soon as you have questions, I'm right here. You can go to my Facebook, Onnikwan Varda, ONKANNIKUAN VARDA, or you can go to my Facebook, Onkma, ONKMA, ONK space MA, way easier to remember, or onkvarda@gmail.com. I do much better at communicating with you through a personal conversation than through videos, because I feel you and then I know how to talk to you individually, because we all have our own unique perspectives, and you know, empaths a lot, and a lot of people, this is something I want to address, is that we do act different around different people for a very good reason, and it should just be respected and not judged. It's like, oh, what are you trying to put on the front? It's like, no, I'm trying to comfort you, and be this is still me. I might be like vibing different with each person or each circumstance, but it's still me, and it's how I heal, and it's how we heal. So, you know, we don't have to judge each other like that. We don't have to think that that's a problem when it's not. Anyways, so here's some aromatherapy oil for the hot. For Valentine's Day, here you go, have some. My crystals taped to me. Yeah, aromatherapy is really cool, and of course smells, and, crystals and stuff. If I put this on my heart chakra, it pulls those frequencies in. It's just like sound and stuff. So, the true lesson of today has 2 things in these videos. Do not let somebody else's love for you control your happiness. Do not let anybody control your happiness in any way at all. Love yourself and enjoy the love of today. Okay, there's a few lessons here. Watch out. Listen. My point earlier about my story when I didn't listen to my heart and went into this relationship because it was harmonious. Listen to your heart when you're going into relationships, or you might just end up getting murdered. I'm serious. This is no joke. I went through it to warn you guys, to know what's going on so that I can warn you guys. So please don't let my suffering go to waste. we don't all need to go through that lesson. We can, you know, learn from each other not to do it. We can learn in such better ways. We do not have to learn through a destructive and struggling way. I mean, I'm not going to say I have a problem with doing that, but I love you guys so much, and I want you guys to understand that there is highest intent here. This is not a joke. You can look at me straight in the eyes. You think I'm playing you? Look at my soul. How many channelers? I don't have a clue how many are being fake out there, but I don't even think about it because I don't know, so I'm not even going to try to begin to speculate. It doesn't matter. I know how to speak to my heart, so, you know, if you're guided by somebody, make sure that you listen to your heart, because you never know when bad stuff comes in. Feeling pretty good right now, though. I don't know how negativity could get into me. But, no, I shield myself like crazy, especially when sending messages to you guys. Like, I'm pretty sure I've got, like, an army of thunder all around me, making sure that I get you the right message, okay? So trust and understand that. Test me if you want to. You're being tested too, by the way, so be careful. Just kidding. I don't really like tests, but I understand that people have to do them to protect themselves. Like, sometimes I'll leave money around people to see if they'll steal it or give it back to me. And then I know, yeah, it's worth it. Leaving the money around, but, and then, champion thinking. Wait, okay, first, I have more to say about relationships. When you become completely at peace with yourself, that's when you can go into a relationship, and I think that's when you'll find your twin flame, is when you can be completely at peace with yourself and feel complete love and wholeness with just yourself. That's what it takes to be in a good relationship, and full compassion, like I said, needs to be taken on in each heart. As you enter a relationship, their heart is your heart, so you take care of it accordingly. You worship it as its sacred energy force that it is, and the entire being you worship and love divinely, and their mistakes. It's from my book. My book's coming out, Answers for Blissful Living, and one of them is understanding people's mistakes are, your own mistakes are nothing compared to how beautiful you are. It's like a chip off the rock. It's like when you make a mistake, that it adds to your beauty. Don't feel shame. Cure your shame. You are loved. You have nothing to feel shame about, because you are so infinitely divine and beautiful. Those mistakes you made are nothing. They don't matter. In good relationships, we support each other. In good relationships, we understand outside of our own perspective, which is also a huge key. Perspectives are the answer to unity and peace, the answer to understanding how to create the light cities and how to live in a way cooler life than just like one perspective. When you're in one perspective, it's like, I mean, you're divided and shut off, but if you open up to other perspectives, you become more of your godly self and godly being, because, yeah, you have gone through many perspectives in your life, and if you notice that, you go back in time and the way you used to think about things, like, other people are in that state still, or they're in states that you've never, most of them are in states you've never even, imagined, and that's a perspective you just don't understand it until you see from it. In a relationship, you want to be able to see through their mind, so you understand where they're coming from, and if you can't, you have to understand you don't understand. These relationships aren't real if we're not happy in them, and if we're not healing each other, the relationship isn't real. So you don't want to be in that. Trust me. You don't want to be afraid to be on your own. Don't be afraid to be on your own. Don't be afraid to get out of that destructive relationship, because you're not going to start healing until you get out of it. I was still attached to an old boyfriend for a really long time, and like, I don't know when it was, a while ago, I just told him, I said, no, like, he just keeps flirting with me even though he has a girlfriend. It's just bad, and I care about her even though I don't know her. Obviously, I care about everybody, so, I'm just like, no, that relationship has got to cut off. And when I finally did that, thanks to Sabina Merman for one of her tarot readings, made me realize, thank you, Sabina, you're beautiful and awesome, and I love you, you're so cool. I'd like to chill sometime, because I know we're close buddies already, of course, and, but yeah, and once you finally say no to something, the universe lets other things in. And we forget that a lot. We close ourselves off to realizing that, like, okay, if I finally give this up, which I know is not good for me, lost my train of thought a little bit. Need some music. I guess I lost it for a good reason. I think you can end what I was saying. I think you feel what I was saying. On another level, let's speak to the gods of the other level. I spoke to the darkness. I should probably, like, make another video because it's so freaking long. But I have so much to say. I spoke to the darkness, you know, he said, all I want is your consideration. that's what the darkness is so mad about. Or the, you know, the mean ones that are like wanting to bash us over the head. It's because we are not giving them our consideration. And we are fearful of them. I don't think they really want to be feared, but they put on that role like, they put on this, these demons put on this, you know, like, create an image of pure fear so that they only attract the ones that are fearless. Does that trip you out or what? Like, on what people think about demons? And like, when you think about that for a second, like, break it down, like, okay, this demon just doesn't want to deal with fearful people and wants to hold itself in a high vibration, so appears as fear, which, you know, wouldn't be my way to go, but that's just an emotion and a consciousness that comes to be when, you know, certain beings deal with stuff. That's how they want to deal with it. And that's fine, that's okay. But yeah, those demons do know how to party. Just kidding. I'm not trying to like support hurting anybody. That's not me, obviously. I'm compassionate. But my compassion respects them and their perspective, and I'm gonna love them anyways, but in consciousness, you don't create fear. They might disagree with me, and I hope they respect my perspective, but in consciousness, as you do these fearful things, it arises consciousness in your mind. As you do unconscious things, it brings consciousness. Pain erases pain, Jiddu Krishnamurti said. It's one of my favorite quotes ever. Pain erases pain, so what's the problem? Anyways, I'm going off. This is for the special ones. I'm capable, I'm capable. I found my kung fu, bring it in the morning. I've been a kung fu master for a really long time, of course. A lot of you guys know that, but you can just suck in that power and that focus. And another thing I might have mentioned in my other video, Jiddu Krishnamurti wants me to channel him, especially because I know one of his students, and we just vibe a lot on the same, yeah, waves, not levels, waves. And he taught me the other day about how intelligence and stupidity is a very interesting subject, because it actually has nothing to do with like the way we think it works normally on Earth. It's how much we pull in and believe, and we can pull in intelligence into our mind. It's kind of like it like falls down, floats around here, but if we just like bring it back in and just and my bass down low. Go like this with your mind, you know. Play the best frequencies for it, especially, you know, A note and B note and A sharp, G sharp for this place. Vibrating up your stream is every single, you know, note, like, if you go up guitar string, it's just like, woo, that's how, it is. So, in a way, we have like a chakra in every spot, because we want to tune in that stuff, but the light rays come in through the certain frequencies that are more powerful, of course, with that consciousness, and then the rest of it kind of just connects it together. And bringing all that frequency together is a beautiful thing to do in a relationship. No one's gonna stop us now. We got the king of the crown. We're gonna win this town and take what's ours right back.